Yeah, it goes everybody because today we'll be playing a game called It Gets So Lonely here, requested by Alexei. Let's start. What's this about? You are running through a forest. Okay. It is late at night and the sky is as black as a pitch. I see other shades of blacks, but sure. There's nothing to light your way save for the moon's milky glow, but its rays cannot reach you, not properly. The trees which surround you jutting out of the earth like eerie monuments, or that's the mountains, to a foreign god, are blotting out most of the light. Damn trees. I hate you, even though you give me oxygen. Well, technically that's wrong. Oxygen comes from the sea. Think you cannot see where you are going. Even if you had commenced your flight. Flight? Hey, I'm flying through the forest at a more sensible hour. However, with the light of the sun to aid you, it would be of little use. You do not know where you are going. You have no map, no route, no plan. You are running like a frightened animal, anxious and nervy, with no destination in mind. You have no desire as you run save to escape. You cannot let yourself be caught, even though It Gets So Lonely here is the title of the game. If that were to happen, you are certain that you would be ruined. You have no choice, even though this is a visual novel which has choices, therefore, but you keep going on and on and on and on, though your feet are screaming at you for mercy. Please stop functioning. You have no idea how long you have been running. Time has begun to blend together. It has lost all meaning. I mean, we were the ones who gave it meaning in the first place. Something sharp snags at the hem of your skirt, but you do not have the luxury to pause and examine what has happened. Instead, you tug. Your skirt tears, the sound splitting through the forest, and you stumble forwards with a shocked gasp. See, I knew it. Skirts are a bad idea to begin with. Why did I even choose to wear that? Oh wait, let me just. Here you go. Okay. You are free, but at what cost? My skirt tearing. Your skirt has been irrevocably damaged. It might be too late to worry about such trivial matters now, though. If you do not start running again and soon, she will catch you. Then your life will be over. You do not know if she is still following you, but you do not want to risk looking over your shoulder. If you were to see her, silhouetted beneath a tree, looking at you with that sickly sweet smile which once ensnared you, you would lose what little nerve you possess. Your legs would lock up and your blood would freeze in your veins. Then you would crumple. Why did we even run to the forest and forget it? Why didn't we run to the police station first? You would fall, but you would not hit the ground. She would be there to catch you. Did she not promise when you made that contract that you would never be alone? Contract? What? Is the she you're talking about a devil or something? You would like to take back that silly wish of yours, but it is too late for that. It is too late for a lot of things. All you can do is run and think about things. I can think about running too. You can run and run and run while icy fog swirls about your feet. It is cold enough to sap the heat from your body and you shudder from it. It feels as though you are drowning. You are drowning? Why did I read it like that? It feels as though you are being burned alive. Your knees and your shins meanwhile are bleeding. You cannot enjoy much more of this, but if you value your own life, you must. You must. You run and run and run until, at long last, you reach a fork in the road. Hey, where's the spoon? God damn it. I've been looking for this. There are 3 paths which split off through the forest. Well, 4 if you count the path down which you came. Har. Semantics. You cannot exactly double back on yourself, though not when you have put so much effort into running forwards. You can only press on. The 3 paths are signposted, which is something of a strange sight given you are so deep in the forest. Dark though it might be, you have grown accustomed to the shadows. You can just pick out the writing on this old dilapidated signpost, curved and slanted though it is. Your fate, if you ever forgive me for sounding cliche, is in your hands. Now I wonder, which path will you take? This dialogue sounds like the one stalking you. It's like the stalker is narrating your own story, especially this part where it says, "Your fate, if you will forgive me for sounding cliche, is in your hands. Now I wonder, which path will you take?" Let's see. Wait, I want to save here and then go back. Which path will I take? Let's go to the first one. So, you want to go to the shore? Yeah, I like beaches and bitches. Good idea. What will you discover there, I wonder? Whatever is not chasing me, I hope. The night is far from over, and there are any number of adventures still awaiting you. I hope that you have prepared yourself in advance, and I do hope, for your sake, that you have learned how to swim. Fuck. I can't swim. I don't know how to swim. It's been like what? I've been here for 99 plus years and I still haven't learned how to swim. It's scary. I have a sneaking suspicion that this skill might come in handy. Oh, you follow the path that leads to the shore, supporting yourself on weary, aching limbs which feel ready to snap at the knee beneath the burden of your weight. You saying I'm fat? You asshole. You are little more than a wisp of a girl. But you have been running for so very long, and your feet are so very numb, you feel like a great lumbering thing. You can't even describe me properly? Come on, you need to lie down, and quickly. You only hope... Oh right, yeah, that is correct. You only hope as you continue to run that you will find a means to escape your current predicament by the shore. You do not know what awaits you, but you have visions of a harbor extending out to the horizon, cradling a fleet of white-sailed fishing vessels. Surely there will be a kindly fisherman who will be willing to take you far, far away on his boat, to a place where your pursuer will not be able to find you. You can imagine, too, the face of this kindly fisherman, a face you have lifted from the fairy tales you read in abundance as a small child. He will have thick, bushy eyebrows and a dark brown beard streaked through with gray. He will look intimidating at a glance, but he will be fiercely protective of you, just like a father. You do not know what fathers are supposed to be like. You are only imagining. It is your imagination, however, which grants you the strength needed to keep going. Cool. You run to the shore. It takes some time before you finally emerge from the woods, but finally you do it. How much time, you ask? I cannot answer that because I'm currently stalking you. Did I not say the time had begun to lose all its meaning? And fuck you, motorcycle. The noise you hear is from the goddamn motorcycle that thinks they own the fucking road. Oh, of course you fucking rev when I say fuck you, asshole. The forest is behind you now, at least in all the awful nightmares that lurk within it. It is still cold though, and so foggy. The weather can do that to you, especially at night. It is still dark too, yeah, and also the time of day. The sun has yet to rise. You can see the moon more clearly now as it hangs above your head, round as any pearl or orb or any crystal ball. The moonlight shines down upon the... How the hell do you pronounce that? Vertiginous, I think, cliffs which plumb yet sharply downwards to an array of sharp, spiky rocks below. You felt, upon escaping the woods, a degree of hope, but the sight of these weather-blasted cliffs give you a pause. You inhale. Then you frown. Now what are you to do? You did not think this plan of yours through very well, now that you had much in the way of a plan in the first place. I really am the stalker, dude. There is little in the way of civilization here. The cliffs are far from the village. How far? Don't know. And you cannot see any houses, and there's an awful lot of motorcycles around these parts. Fuck You asshole. Every time I press the fucking record button, they always fucking show up at the most inconvenient of times. Where exactly will you rest your weary head and what of your weary legs? Somewhere safe? Fitfully, you look around. There's nobody to your east, nor there is anybody to your west. There's no point in looking south, that is the way you came. And when you look to the north, the world falls away from you. The cliffs are too steep to scale and it is too dark. Naturally, there's not a soul here to help you. You are on your own. You feel so overwhelmed you could very well cry. You do not cry, however. You know the tears have never helped anyone. You got yourself into this mess. Now you need to get yourself out of it. It is with this thought in mind that you inhale a lungful of salty oceanic air. Oceanic. Then you begin your exploration in earnest. You keep away from the edge of the cliffs, afraid that you might slip and take a sudden unfortunate tumble into the abyss below. You're not as attached to your mortal body as some humans are, but you do not want to die. Why do you talk as if we're just mere human beings? Are you another some kind of demon that I summoned because it gets so lonely here? You still care for yourself, if only a little. It is this sense of self-preservation which compels you onwards. You glance this way and that, depressing the tall grass beneath your shoes as you search for a place of shelter. Surely there must be somewhere. You cannot see any likely-looking settlements, but what is that over yonder? Could that be a roof? You hurry onwards, hope budding anew in your heart, until at long last you reach your destination. Hoping it isn't final. There is a house, after all, out here in the wilds, though it doesn't, at a glance, look very welcoming. It's a hobo house. The solitary house that you have discovered not so far from the cliffs is rather unremarkable. It is so small and squat you cannot imagine it contains within it more than one floor. You cannot even imagine that it contains much more than one room. We're an asshole. Though it is dark, it is not dark enough to mask that the cottage has something of a slant to it. Hey, it's a man-made house. I'm no architect. It is leaning listlessly to one side like a drunken sailor. I wasn't able to finish my carpentry degree. Carpentry. The thatched roof, meanwhile, which tops this dwelling, has certainly seen better days. Better than this, better than running around the forest, I guess. There is a hole in the thatch. There are several holes, in fact, and parts of it look particularly bare, almost bald. That is rather concerning. Should it rain, you will not be properly protected from the elements. Can you really stay the night in such a place? Well, do I have a choice? You have some misgivings. But do your misgivings matter really when there is nowhere else to go? It is not as though you have any other options. It is with a sense of defeat, therefore, that you approach the cottage, which sticks out of the earth like a tombstone. Part of you wants to turn back, but you know that would be foolish. The windows of the cottage are dark, but that does not necessarily mean it is empty. It is rather late at night after all. Whoever lives here, if indeed anybody does live here, might be asleep. You cannot imagine the owners of this cottage will appreciate being roused so very late at night. You cannot let yourself worry too much about these small details, however, because of being attacked and being chased around. Otherwise, you will never get anywhere. But hey, we did get somewhere. Hooray. You swallow. The taste of the salty sea breeze is pungent in the back of your nostrils. Then you rap the knuckles of your right fist on the door. You rap quietly at first, but you do not hear any resultant shuffling inside the cottage. Perhaps you did not use enough strength. Emboldened, you rap your knuckles on the door for a second time, more loudly this time. You wait a few moments, but still, you cannot hear anything. Perhaps the cottage is unoccupied after all. You knock for a third time, then wait. The third time is as they say the charm, but for all that, your knocking goes unanswered. Well, nobody can say that you did not try. I could lie about your actions. More intrigued now than anxious, your fingers find the handle of the door. You pull it down, and to your surprise, it yields easily. The door swings back. The door swings back for you as if by magic. It was my doing. It feels as almost if this was preordained. I'm watching you. I want to see what. I am the narrator, and I want to see the stupid shit that you do. You step foot inside the cottage, which is very dark, and glance around. It is hard to see given the lateness of the hour, but the cottage's interior is about as inspiring as its exterior. Which is to say, not very. It is every bit as small and as cramped as you fancied when you observed it from the outside. Beggars can't be choosers, but then again, they are really real annoying. There are a few cupboards which line the walls, a wood fire which has since been extinguished, and a straw pallet on the floor which must function as a bed. Your search is unsuccessful, however, when it comes to trying to locate other humans. You cannot find another soul. Surely that is to your benefit, though. If nobody else lives here, then you might as well make yourself at home. Or as at home as one can be, I suppose, in a small cramped cottage such as this with holes in the roof. You close the door behind you, then approach the straw pallet. All of a sudden you feel incredibly weary. The tiredness that assails your limbs is absolute, so intense it overcomes the last of your concerns. You settle down upon the straw pallet, yawning as you do. It is not comfortable, but being able to lie down eases some of your aches and pains. Lying down, even on an uncomfortable makeshift bed such as this one, is better than standing. It is far, far better than running. Yeah, you got that right. Your eyelids fall shut, your lashes melting together, and soothed by the sounds of the wind and the distant rolling of the waves, you fall asleep. Then you begin to dream. It is not uncommon, of course, to dream. The best and the worst of us do it, from queens in their castles to peasants sleeping in the straw. Wow, that is so long just to say everybody dreams. Why? Who is to say that all you have observed tonight has not, in a sense, been a dream of its own? Would that make your night-time fancies then a dream inside a dream? What? Perhaps our dreams are empty, hollow things stacked inside one another like little wooden dolls. Okay. Is that not a whimsical thought? No, just show me the goddamn dream. What the fuck are you talking about? How very droll. Your dreams, however, cannot be called whimsical, and neither are they particularly droll. Then what was the point of saying that they are droll then? They are not pure fabrications, as dreams sometimes are. Fleeting fancies which can never come to pass. I don't care what dreams are, just show me my fucking dream. Your dreams are of a rather more pernicious sort. In your dreams, you are at the conservatoire, with your red hair tied back into two prim proper braids. There you go, finally. You are walking through the courtyard, clutching your books to your chest as to make your way to the library. Your head is bowed, so as not to look at the faces of your passing classmates. You do not want to meet their eyes. Yeah, we just mentioned that. Yeah, it's already conveyed through your head is bowed to not look at the faces. Yeah, we know that you do not want to meet their eyes. Thank you for that. These girls with their sensible braids and their sensible shoes are merciless. Why? You hunch your shoulders together in this dream of yours as to not to draw their attention, but alas, it is not enough because dreams are, assholes. You stumble, clumsy thing that you are, and fall. And just like that, all eyes are upon you. They are staring at you through this black fucking screen. They are laughing at you, even though I don't see. You lay there on the ground by the foundation, your books scattered in your skirt in a woeful state of disarray. Your knee hurts. Is it bleeding? You examine your injured leg, trying not to cry, and as this transpires, you hear a voice. One of your classmates is calling out to you. That would be me. She has acknowledged you because you did something silly. You injured yourself. You look up shyly, tears beating in your eyes, at a girl taller than you, and prettier, and much more refined. Show me. She extends her hand towards you. Show me the fucking thing. Does she mean to help you? It cannot hurt to try, can it? Hesitantly, you reach out to accept her offered aid. Her fingers curl around yours tightly. Perhaps too tightly. Okay, Nosferatu. Her nails dig into your skin. Oh, come on, dude. Do you not know your own strength? My skin, I don't want my I don't want my skin to be ripped. It hurts. Deftly, the girl pulls you to your feet. Your legs feel weak from your fall and your knees still aching, still bleeding. You stumble, feeling out of sorts, but you are not afforded much of an opportunity to gather your bearings. The girl's hands are on your shoulders. She is laughing at you. Then she is pushing you. The sound of the fountain and the running water which drums against its basin is, all of a sudden, very loud. It is overwhelming. It surrounds you. Then it engulfs you. It is cold as ice. You cannot breathe. The rushing of the water continues, echoing in your eardrums over and over, and then... Nah, you do not want to remember this. What good will it do? It is in the past, where the past ought to remain. You are never going to go back, not even in your dreams. It is this determination which forces you back into the world of the waking with a start. World of the waking. You gasp like a fish as you sit upright. Your eyes are naturally wide. I woke up because someone is fucking narrating while I'm fucking sleeping. Keep it down, you asshole. You feel wearied from a lack of sleep, and with half-lidded eyes you glance about. It is still dark inside your cottage. The sky visible from beyond the window splashed still with stars. How long were you asleep? You are not sure. Your dream was so very detailed, even though it was just full of black screens, it really did feel that you had been transported into a different time, into a different place, or it's just a goddamn flashback. When you inhale, you can taste rank, Foetid, I don't fucking know, water in your mouth. Tentatively, you pat yourself down, your fingers straining against the front of your uniform. So vivid was your dream, you half expect to find that your clothes are damp. That is not the case, however. You are, in fact, perfectly dry. Well, now what are you to do? Will you go back to sleep? It sounds like the best option available to you. You are very tired, but your senses feel so overwrought, all of a sudden, for sleep. And I can't sleep, because somebody's fucking there. Keep it down. People are trying to sleep, you asshole. You do not think you could bear it. On unsteady legs, you rise to your feet, then stand by the window. You look out to the starry sky and to the pitted moon which hangs amongst them, and you frown. Where the fuck is that narration coming from? Is it in my head? We can hear the wind outdoors howling like an injured animal, and more softly the ebb and flow of the waves as they meet the cliffs. But that is not all. What is that sound? Why, it almost sounds like it's singing. The voice is far away enough that you cannot pick out any individual words, nor even the individual syllables, but there is a haunting quality to it all. The singer, whoever they are, possesses quite the pretty voice, high and clear like a bell. Mostly high. The song is a melancholy one which stirs your heart. Curiosity takes root inside you, as it did during that fateful day you found that book in the library. Logically, you should not go outdoors to seek the source of that singing, but emotionally, here you go. We always choose the emotional part of our brain instead of thinking logically. That is another matter altogether. You really should have learned your lesson by now. Yeah, man. You should know better than go sticking your nose into business which does not concern you. But naughty little girls such as you never do learn. Welcome to Modern Dating 101. 2025. You cross the old fisherman's cottage as though in a dream, then reach for the handle of the door. The handle depresses easily enough beneath your grasping fingers, and the door opens with a click. the rest of the world yawns before you, framed in the doorway, all of it bathed in moonlight. You thought it was cold inside the old cottage, but it's colder still now that the door is open. An unpleasant wind rushes forth to meet you, knifing mercilessly through the fabric of your uniform. You look across the cold, inhospitable landscape, your fingers clench into fists at your sides. Maybe it was a good idea. Then you step out into the unknown. Why are we going to places that are dangerous? Someone is after us and you're like, let's go outside, you idiot. Let's take a step closer to danger. You canvass the cliff face, led by nothing more than that luxurious singing. So haunting and ethereal is this voice that hangs on the breeze. It would be enough to send 1,000 ships off to war. You keep walking to the night until you reach the very edge of the cliffs, where they drop downwards into empty air. You ought not to go any further, but the voice has yet to cease. Why are we making such stupid decisions? You still hear it echoing inside your head. It compels you to act. You look down at the shore. Don't do that, which seems like a dizzying distance away, then out to the ocean, which is breaking against the scattered rocks below. Your eyes narrow with determination. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Then you take a step towards the cliff. Someone's gonna push me. Someone's gonna push me behind. These cliffs are steep and the rocks below them are sharp. I see them glinting in the darkness, their tips jagged like the teeth of hungry predators. The cold wind blows, rocking your hair, and you shudder from it. Your shoes were not built for scaling cliffs, and your heels do not have much in the way of purchase, particularly not when the cliffs are so steep. Clinging to the cliffs is no small feat, yet you are determined to ease yourself down onto the shore, in one piece preferably. The wind is so powerful, it feels as though there is something deliberately malicious to it. You wonder, during your descent, if it means to knock you off your perch on purpose, to cast you down to the rocks below. Well, if that is what it wants, then you refuse to give it the satisfaction. You can be awfully stubborn at times, and now is one of them. Come on. You're also stubborn at making dumb decisions. You continue to climb. How long have you been at it now? Until at long last your feet meet the shoreline below. Why are you doing this? Why? You have made it, and you did not sustain too many injuries. Is that supposed to make you proud? Are you proud of yourself? You just deliberately cornered yourself, you stupid idiot. Your palms are throbbing, yes, after gripping those rocks, and you might have a few cuts, but your wounds are of a shallow and superficial sort. Yeah, keep telling yourself that until you finally get caught by that stalker dude who's been chasing you. Things could have been worse. Yeah, you will be fucking cornered, you stupid idiot. You flex your fingers, they feel uncomfortably numb and cold alongside it. Your skin is prickling, but at least you can still feel discomfort, you stupid idiot. At least it is still attached to your bones, where it ought to be, your vital organs concealed within the hollow cavity of your body. How does that help? How does that help? How does that help? You have a lot to be thankful for, and this is not one of them. Oh, thank God I'm stupid. I went to this vulnerable spot where I can get cornered by the thing that's been chasing me. Wow, thanks, idiot. This stat has by and large been quite successful. Why are you such an idiot? There are no longer any obstacles between you and the mysterious voice which lulled you outdoors. A mermaid? Now you must find it. Why? Why do you need to find the fucking voice that lured you out here, that made you vulnerable in the first place? Even though there's somebody chasing you, you've been running through the forest for what feels like hours now, and you're like, let's go outside. You think the last thing you'd want is to go fucking outside. You set off down the shore on the hunt of the singing voice which has captivated you so. Why? You stupid idiot. Why are you doing this? You sidestep sharp, jagged rocks which jut out of the sand like teeth. The rocks which cannot be circumnavigated. Meanwhile, you clamber over. All the while, the sound of the sea mingles with that of the singing. It provides an ethereal, haunting backdrop to your exploration, one which further adds to the surreality of your moonlight stroll. The waves lap against the shore, then recede shyly, pushed and pulled by the bleached white moon which hangs overhead. Okay. I'm not sure how this adds anything to the goddamn story. Like, what are we looking for? I don't care if the sea is being pulled and pushed by the fucking gravity of the moon. How does this help with the fucking story? The oceans that you have seen in your library books were all blue as sapphires, but this ocean is different. Well, yeah, because of the fucking weather. If it's because of the time of day. It is so late at night it looks black instead. No fucking shit. The undulating surface of the water reminds you of a mirror, though its depths are even deeper and much more mysterious. This could be a Let's Endure playthrough. A sense of foreboding settles upon you, but you try to quash it. You will not let yourself be afraid, even though we were running from the thing with fear and the thought of, oh my god, it's going to kill us. But let's go out in this fucking location and this specific coordinates in which we find ourselves vulnerable. We're making ourselves easy targets for the fucking thing that's chasing us. Oh, sorry about that, fellas. I have to edit here because I have to prepare for work now. So this is fucking stupid. The title of this game is It Gets So Lonely Here. If you want to try the game for yourselves, the links are in the description. That is all for today. Stay safe and take care of yourselves. Should I put this in the Let's Endure category? Maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna check if I'm gonna first finish the game all throughout, and if it pisses me off, that is gonna go to the Let's Endure category. Okay?